my Wuthering Waves build that I'm currently running, I know that a lot of people seem to run Mortify and I think Verena with SwapCharo right now. Now, I have a Verena, I just don't have any interest in using her because I'm not interested in using lolly characters, so I'm never gonna use her on my team. But so that's why I gotta use Baiju because she's the only other healer in the game currently. I think this character might be a healer, but I'm not really a fan of her either. And I like Baijai, whatever her name is, design. She's a fun character. SwapCharo, got SwapCharo. He's the main DPS. And then this character, which we all get for free. So that's the cool thing about this build. You get this character for free and you get this character for free. So the only character that you have to get is SwapCharo. And we all got free selector. So if you pick SwapCharo, then you can have this team completely for free. Super easy to get. And then all three of these characters you can keep getting because they're standard. So you can eventually max out all these characters. Even as a free-to-play. So it's a pretty nice build in that way as well. Now, I'm saving my gems for Yinlin, and when Yinlin comes out, I'm going to definitely get her. So my team comp will probably change, but for now, this is the team comp I like to run. Let's see. Let's come to my team. Got SwapCharo. Got his weapon. Just have an epic. I don't have any SSRs. Again, like I said, I'm saving my gems for Yinlin. Once I get her, I might start spending some primos on weapon banners and getting that. I've spent some of my tides on them, but I think I've only pulled like 20. So, yeah, and then we also get the free weapon selector at 45, so it's not a big deal right now to push to get your weapon unless you really want to just go full damage right now. Being patient and saving is important if you are a light spender or free to play. If you're a whale, then yeah, go crazy, get Gian, have fun. If you're free to play or a light spender, you need to be careful what you do with your gems. If you just go wild with them, then, you might have fun for a little bit, and then later down the road, you're going to realize, wow, I really messed up this account. And then all those events are gone, and then you can't get those pulls anymore, and then making a new account, you're still not going to have much. So be careful what you do with your pulls. And if you already kind of messed up right now, maybe even re-roll your account if you haven't spent any money on the game. Might even be a wise thing to do. So for the build, we have this, which is when you use your heavy attack on SwapCharo, you get bonus damage on his ult. So that's the first buff. You're going to be spamming his heavy whenever you have your skill available. You're going to use it, and then you're going to get your heavy, and then you're going to go crazy. So you're going to have that buff up constantly if you're, swap canceling correctly. Then we was on this character. The outro skill is going to give us a damage buff for basics, which isn't that great, but it's still better than nothing. The main reason why I'm running her is just because she's so good at swap canceling. You can swap cancel her stuff into SwapCharo back into her, and you can, if the boss lets you, you can just chain SwapCharo and her back to back, even with non-heavies with like basics, and you can basically have two people on the battlefield permanently just attacking the boss, and it's really cool. And they're both sword users. SwapCharo is like military looking, she's military looking, so they all both kind of actually match each other. So it's a cool team comp to have. On top of that, her echoes, I'm running the Moonlit set, which when you use that, when you use your outro skill, it will buff the next character for 22.5 for 15 seconds. That's crazy because this character also is really good at generating concerto energy and getting her outro skill charged, or gain that charge super quickly. So you can just get your outro skill for SwapCharo constantly. He goes in, pops his intro skill, which does a bunch of damage, especially if you just used your ult recently. And then, when you do that, when your ult's ready, you have the buff from his heavy attack. So that's 22 from that, and then the extra from the heavy, which I think is 10%, so it's another 32.5%. And then with this character, Baiju, she has this set, which is whenever you heal someone, they gain 15% attack for 30 seconds, and her heal is a hot when you use the energy, the resources you get whenever you attack. So you start off as Baija, you just slap your bird in the boss's face, pop your skill, immediately switch to SwapCharo, do your full combo, basic skill, basic skill, basic skill, heavy, swap cancel to her, then do her skill, then do her heavy, dash move. You hold the skill, and then once on the blue bar, you let go. Switch to SwapCharo, then do your combo. If you don't have it available, if like the boss is letting you just free hit him and you don't have to dodge at any point in that string, you could switch to Baijai or Baiju, whatever, and slap him a couple times, maybe even hold the attack button, then quickly switch back to SwapCharo, and then attack, and then, rinse and repeat. But if you're fighting a boss and you have to dodge a bunch, you're probably not going to be able to do the full string back to back. So the dodges are actually going to fill up the gaps of your cooldowns, and you're pretty much just going to be able to stay on these two characters permanently. And every 30 seconds, you just switch to this character, attack once, use your skill, and then switch back. And that's all you got to do. And then, if her ultimate's available, you could pop her ultimate as well. So it's pretty much you're only playing these two characters, but then this character is kind of just there as the cheerleader that just kind of comes in every now and then, just says, "Hey guys, you're doing a good job. Here's some buffs," and then she leaves. So it's pretty nice. And let's see. I think that's everything. So something that's cool that you can do too is it's fun to use in the open world, because while you can do the crazy combos, with when you do this into SwapCharo and all that, you can also just do some basic attacks. So let's find some enemies. So I can just do 1, 2, 3, and then hold, then do that. And as you can see, my character is still on the field. And now I can do that, into that, do the heavy, into the swap cancel. I think I fucked up the swap cancel, actually. Whatever. So, you just fight these basic enemies. It's annoying, my energy got depleted. Oh yeah, that's the other thing that's cool about this character, is her dash move with her heavy. Actually, the timing is dependent on where you are in the air. So, it will still move while you're in the air. So as you can see, I can do it like this, right? Get the timing, right? But then what you can also do is, if I jump and do that, it's not really that much faster. But then if you do this, it's a little bit faster. But if you do the super jump, it's pretty much instant. So that's another cool kind of tech thing you can do on this character. I've done it in boss fights sometimes. It's not really worth it in a boss fight, but in the open world, it's kind of fun to do, you know. Let's see if I can find an enemy to do it on. Like this enemy right here, you can do the combo real quick, then do that into a swap cancel. Check this guy a little bit. Okay, run away. Swap cancel that. You know, maybe pop my ultimate into that, into a swap cancel. I can do that, into swap cancels. And, you know, it's one of those team comps where you get to have a lot of fun playing it in boss fights, in the open world. It's just great. You have a healer. You don't have to play her that much. You just use her when you need her. And it's pretty much just SwapCharo and the, you know, whatever this girl's name is, Sanhua, something. Yeah, it's just this team comp's great. So now I'm gonna try this boss fight out. I have footage that I already recorded that's not the best at the beginning, but it kind of smooths out at the end. This game, you know, I have all the settings on the lowest, and I'm able to get 60 FPS most of the time. The open world, sometimes it goes down, but to be honest, I think where you need the FPS the most is on, like, hard boss fights. So if some trash mobs in the open world give me some occasional lag spikes, doesn't matter, because my SwapCharo is gonna, like, one-shot them with his skill. Like, I most of the time don't even get to use my heavy attack on SwapCharo in the open world, unless it's like a big group of enemies, because I just, you know, can spam basics and they're dead. So yeah, where it matters to have the FPS, it seems like they do a good job. I'm able to get 60 FPS in the hard content, and I just have to have the settings on the lowest. But when I'm recording, then I still get FPS drops. So we're gonna try, but, you know, part of the reason why I have pre-recorded footage was because, you know, I have to dodge at like 40 or 35 frames a second instead of 60, which is, you know, not fun to do, and not fun to do when you're talking either. So yeah, but so far it seems like it's actually going all right. Maybe I have better frames right now for some reason. Yeah, you know, we just do the basic combos. Oh, I took damage and I kind of fucked up. You know, thankfully I didn't die. So, you know, just do a swap cancel combos. Make sure you dodge the boss at the right time. It's important when you're doing your swap cancels. Never mind. Yo, so yeah, kept trying, but just couldn't really get it. So with my voice, so I'm just gonna talk over this gameplay. It's pre-recorded, so we can just go over what I did. All right, so let's start it. So, like, again, you start as Baijai, you hit him, swap, then you swap to SwapCharo, do your full combo, do your heavy. Oh, you gotta dodge sometimes. You can't always just go straight in. So then you do your heavy attack, you do your swap into her, dodge, then you do that, swap back to Cal, make sure you dodge when you need to dodge, do your heavy, do your swap. Now, I wasn't in range, unfortunately, so I didn't get the damage off that. So it does matter where your position is when you swap cancel. But nonetheless, what's good about her is if you break her iceberg, she'll charge her energy. So even if you don't get the damage, you'll still build a resource. And as you can see, I just popped the outro skill with the ultimate. Then I swap canceled the ultimate get on Baija so I could refresh the buff. That was a mistake. I should have refreshed the buff before I popped the ultimate. Nonetheless, I still get a lot of damage off by doing that. Then I can do this heavy, and then I can swap cancel to her. I can pop her ult, then I can pop her skill. That was another mistake. When you're playing her, you want to pop her skill, then her ultimate. Her skill and her ultimate, you can basically pop at the same time if you pop her skill first. If you pop her ultimate first, you won't be able to do it as combo efficient. So you want to pop her skill, then pop her ultimate, then hold a charge attack, then swap to SwapCharo, rinse, repeat. And of course, if her intro skills or outro skills available, then you want to pop your ultimate on SwapCharo instead of popping your skills. So that's what you want to do with this build. You want to try and rinse and repeat that combo as much as possible. Baiju, auto attack, heal, SwapCharo, full combo heavy into Sana, into skill, into heavy, into SwapCharo, into basics, into heavy, skill, heavy, until you get your outro skill on Sana, pop that, pop your ultimate, and then if you can, just stay on SwapCharo. But a lot of the times you're going to want to swap cancel his heavies because of what the boss can do. So as you can see, we were able to kill it, and we only took, I think, one of them might have gotten hit once.